Again there. Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh.
It said we was live.
All right. Okay, we are live, but what ended up happening was, oh no, Instagram had to do a reset. So we can't go live on Instagram today. So Shaylee, I'm counting on you to get this and grab this, and we'll pop this into Instagram later as a video. Um, Hi everyone, it's Dr. Allie and Coach E. And we are super excited tonight because it's going to be a really, really dope conversation. As you guys are coming in, let me know what part of the world you're coming in from and what is your part of the world known for foods. What kind of foods, if I was to visit your place, if I was to visit your city or state, what foods should I get? Because that's just the best place I'm going to get the best blank. So, like, if you visit New York, I'm gonna say that you cannot leave New York without getting some pizza or a bagel, right? Because there's nothing like
Yes.
New York bagel. It just make different. It got different type of water and all that kind of stuff. So type down where you guys are from and let me know if I was to visit your state or your city, what should I taste and what should I eat? If you do not know, I'm Dr. Ali. I am your CEO Synergy host, and welcome to CEO Synergy Live, where on Mondays we welcome different CEO sisters that are amazing beings out there in the world, and we just have conversations that can help you to navigate this space of life and or business, right? So a shout out to all my guests that have been joining me. This has been my Q1 self project where I told myself, okay, Ali, you want to make this at least all the Mondays in January, February, March, and I want to shout it out. I'm almost there. I got one more to go next week, and we have Coach Mayfield that's going to be joining us. But tonight is all about completion, right? It's all about the season of completion, and what perfect time to talk about season of completion other than the fact that we're almost near the end of Q1, we're almost near the end of March, and it's a perfect time for us just to have conversations and see what type of loops can we close. So I brought Coach E today in tonight because she has so many different stories about completions and loops and stories and circles and what I love about our conversations is I bring real deal people who have faced some of the things that you have faced. Come on, guys, that's you hopping in. Say hi. Your hi matters. I need to know you're here. Type your name out because sometimes it doesn't let me know. Say hi. Your hi matters. Hopefully, I'll get to see your name. And if you're catching this on replay, of course, hashtag replay because you count, you matter also. And one of the reasons why I thought it was important to bring our emotional balance, right? Is because we go through a lot of feelings when we can't complete things. We go through a lot of feelings when we start off things and we feel like if it's frustrating. How about that? It's just freaking frustrating. It's just freaking frustrating. So we have real conversations. So I want you to feel like you're not alone. And then we're going to talk about some strategies that we use to close those loops. Some strategies that E has used in her. How many books? How many anthologies have you been part of? Seven, eight,
8.
eight anthologies, and just the purpose of being part of it and what has led her to what she's going to be doing now. And you guys need to see how that loop get closed, and it's super dope. It's a dope story, and you're going to be part of that. So join us. And the first thing we're going to go straight into is blocks, right? The blocks that show up when we have these goals, we have these visions, we have these dreams. God placed it on us, and we start off the process, and then bing, bang, boom, here comes that block. Tell me about a quick time when you were in a journey towards a dream and a block showed up and how that impacted you, E. And just introduce yourself to everybody else.
Hi, I'm emotional balance coach E. How not to slap a hoe, because you know hoes be hating on everybody and hoes be hating on everything. Don't you be the hoe in the situation. I help people balance their emotions so when they all up in their feelings, they don't do something and they wind up doing something and end up with regret. They regret it all. And for me, it's usually in three areas: your child or your family, your
Uh,
money, get funny, or your health start acting up. And then usually those three areas is usually where you get hit the hardest. and that usually throws you off your schedule, throws you off, just your balance. You know what I'm saying? You're irritated, you're in pain, and you're at, I guess, not at you're not at ease. You're at disease
Mm.
because
Dis-ease.
dis-ease.
Mhm.
Okay, in these areas, and that just throws you off. And with those things going on, things are not working out. And whatever schedule you had, you your schedule is gone. And if you're like Dr. Ellie believes in she's everything isn't plugged in her phone and everything, and those adjustments that you thought you had, or time you thought you had, you don't feel up to it. It's not working out. People are not cooperating, especially your kids. Okay, they will not cooperate, so you can do what you need to do. And so that's when, first of all, pray and
Mhm.
take some
Okay,
work.
before you get into the solution for them, don't get into the solution yet, because I want to talk about that. I love that somebody wrote, right, exactly, dis-ease, right? When things start to show up. And the funniest part about it is when E and I first met, and we met as CEO sisters in a different tribe, but we got together because we all were in New York, and she was moving forward, and then something had happened, and it had to do something with her son, right? And she always said, and you had this comment, it always feels like if when things are in motion, bing, bang, boom, here comes something, because there are heartstrings, right? So we good when they good. And the minute that they not good, because how many of you guys are moms or plant moms or dog moms, right? And you find you are great on your business, you are great on your life, and then all of a sudden something happens to the kiddos, and then that knocks you up. Here comes that block in that dream, in that process, in that business that you are doing. And I love how E pointed out, is the child, right? It's the money. Some sort of money changes happen. Some sort of money blocks show up. Some sort of money scarcity, right? Scarcity shows up. And then the health, right? We're there, we're moving forward, and bing, bang, boom, health kicks in. Which one of these guys, probably for Q1, and I'm just going to talk about Q1 right now, which one of these may have shown up in your forward movement? And just own it, right? Own it. For me, it was definitely money. There were changes in my money. There was some changes in the way things organized. Like you guys knew, I bought a house, and then all of a sudden, and then IRS started having their fun with me, and then all the things started happening all at once. And I'm like, wait, God, wait, what's happening here? Right? And then last year, you guys all know about what happened with my brother, right? So I was doing fine, and then summer happened, and then boom, bam, boom, here comes a health situation. Not even health with me, but health with family, and that threw me off. So own it. What are some of the blocks that you may have seen that showed up with you this quarter that you just want to identify and just call it what it is? How long has one of those blocks stopped you in your movement? Like if you were really to look at one of the blocks, or all the blocks, whichever one that stands out to you right now, especially in probably writing something, how long do you feel that has shown up and stopped you, E?
It's a continuous block, okay? And you know
Right?
what? It's to be above it, and it's to be expected. Now it's to be expected. It's like, okay, know that one is always going to be there, so it is to be built in. So whatever you're going to do, just build the block in. It's going to be one of the three. So now it's to, no matter which one of the three is going, know that it's going to be there and what you're going to do about it. So it's going to be one of the anticipated, and what measures are you going to have to work through it? Because it's going to be one of them. Okay, if it's not you,
Come
it's going to be
on,
somebody
speak
you
the
love.
truth. Speak the truth. It's gonna be something. And that's why I
It's
tell
going,
my tribe, stop acting like if this is brand new. Stop acting like if you didn't know something was gonna show up. Like it's gonna be something that's gonna show up, because to me, it's not like the devil showing up every time you making some powerful movements, some powerful God moves.
yeah. Oh, it's going to be there. So it's all right. You know it's going to be here. So what are you going to do preparation for it? It's going to be there. So just okay. Oh, this is how it's going to show up this time. So what are you going to do to make sure it does not stop you? Okay, with your resilience, and how are you going to push through anyway? Because
Mm.
guess what? You are changing the dynamics of your life. And so, did you think it was going to be easy? If it was going to be easy, everybody would be doing it. Nope. So, just it's going to be a built in.
And
It's
that's
just,
the part. Everybody think it's easy. I don't know who done gone lied on us and told us that life and or business is going to be easy? Like,
Yes.
can we just remove that now? Like, neither is easy, right? So the minute we start thinking, "Oh, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy," and then bing, bang, boom, something shows up, you're like, "Oh my gosh, where did this come from? What will I do?" And I'm
Yes.
making a joke light of it, but it really isn't light. It really is. It stops us a lot from completing the things that we need to do and really truly showing up in our full purpose. So let's talk about balance, right? So the blocks show up, and here we go now saying, all right, let me see how I can balance it all. How has balance showed up for you during this process?
Well, it's first of all, take you got to take the totality of what your life is. I
Okay.
mean, I'm a parapreneur, so I got my silent investor. So we
Mhm.
got to take that into account too. Oh yeah, I got to go to YouTube. So it's so that you just got totality of your life and
Mhm.
realize that once I started, okay, my son, he needs his attention. All right.
Mhm.
I have an only child that I must give that focused attention to so that he does not pop up with these things that is not going, because I've already poured into him and said, okay, let me give you your quality time so that you don't feel that, oh, she doing something. Oh, she on that computer again talking to those people. She didn't talk to me. And
Mhm.
so build that in. It has to be built in. And so the one thing, and the reason why I stick with Dr. Ali is because she was on it. You can do it in 30-minute blocks.
Oh
And
yes.
every
Yes.
minute, that 30 minutes, I always remind you the ones you can do it 30 minutes. It will take you a little bit longer, but 30 minutes, just give me 30 minutes a day and
Mhm.
you can do this. And I love that about her. And that just stuck with me, and 30 giving myself 30-minute blocks. If I could commit to that, it'll be a slow go, but you know what? Then on the weekends, I can give it more time. And just if I could commit to that, I did something towards the goals that I have for me, what God gave me. And yeah, more time will be given because, other things will be cleared up. But if that's all I have, then that's all I have. And sometimes those blocks got to be broken down into 10-minute slots. But that's what I'm going to do towards my dreams. And sometimes that's all I have is those 10-minute blocks. And because life be
And that's
life.
the key. Let me jump in here a little bit. That's the key because sometimes we're trying to do all the things, and here's where that chaos starts to happen because we all have long lists. We all have these to-do thing lists. We all get up in the morning and we want to, especially for business. We got branding, we got marketing, we got sales, we got PR, we got all the important parts of business that we're trying to do each day. And for those of us that are parallelpreneurs, or those of us who just have a lot of things that we're trying to balance or move through all day. We're trying to figure out like how do we do this all within the limited amount of time. So that's where we came up with that concept, and it was like if in my life I started to notice when I was trying to create stuff for my business and its growth that I didn't have the time that everybody else was having. And I was kind of mad. I was mad, I low key mad that they were home and I felt like I wasn't home. And then I was mad that they weren't utilizing the time that they were home. I was like, how you not doing well and you home all day? Like you don't even gotta go to work and somehow you still can't get your stuff done. Meanwhile, I'm just looking for a 30-minute gap somewhere. Even if it's my lunchtime. Even if it was like get to work early and squeeze in that 30 minutes, or it's a prep time, or as soon as I get off, where can I grab that 30 minutes? And I love what E said. Sometimes that 30 minutes, you have to break that down into 3 sets of 10 minutes or 6 sets of 5 minutes. Because if that's all you got, that's all we do. And then until we're able to add in some more. So that's how balance showed up for you. So that was one strategy that you used to help you through a block is the time.
Yes, and sometimes you gotta revert back to that because you'll have ebbs and flows,
Mhm.
and because it's always gonna be something, and that was what lets me know that the mission is real, that God put that in me, and my voice is needed, and so sometimes that's the balance, because the purpose is there. And the harder it gets, I'm always reminded your voice is needed. Like, because sometimes they get, no, you got to keep trying for this. And that's kind of indicated to keep going because it's needed. Like the more it gets, and these are prayers that I've been praying, and some of my crazy ideas, and you hear them, and they become in full force where they're real vivid, and it's like you need to keep going because they wouldn't be. Nobody has ever said this is a bad idea. In fact, it's like, let me give you the money now for this. And I get scared because it's like, please do not pay me all this money now because then I'll have to meet them there and come through with it. And so I gotta stop that now. My coach would be like, oh hell no, we don't turn down money, right? We're gonna get you there. Okay, we'll get you there. If somebody gonna pay you, take the money. We're gonna make sure you deliver. Right. And so I quickly got out of that one. And so that lets me know it's okay, but let's break this down. And she'll break it down into smaller pieces so I could do it. I got help. I got help with this. Don't stand still. Ask for help. And so
Ooh, she dropping nuggets today for you guys. She dropping nuggets. Ask for help. Don't sit still with this. Operating in purpose. One of the things that shows up for me is I have a personal thing about open loops, right? And starting off something and not closing it. And I know I can't close all the loops. So that was the first part I had to do is I had to release the need for perfection. And inside of me, if I wanted to close all the loops, like by the end of the day, I want to check off all the check boxes. By the end of the week, I want to say I completed all that. And one of the things I had to learn is that I had to stop and start celebrating the things I was able to complete and give myself some grace for the things I didn't, because it all doesn't get done. And I have to fall on my sword sometimes when I get 50 million requests or I have certain things that's happening all at one time. And this is where balance comes in for me. And I'm trying to say to myself, well, I can't do it all. Like this weekend, we had one of our CEO sisters had an event on Saturday. One of my mom's friends had an event on Friday. I went out there to support my mom in the afternoon after my investor, and then end up staying later to help with cleanup and all that kind of stuff. And then Saturday we had something. So Sunday they're looking at me like, okay, we need your help to go to this next thing on Sunday. And I was like, no. I was even going to plan our New York City photo shoot on that Sunday, and I had to write the group, and I was like, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move it to the following week because I needed a day for me. I needed a day for Zachary. I needed a day to make sure that I'm not always spinning around just trying to do all the things, and give myself grace for that. As many things as I want to do, and I say this so out loud for everybody because I need you guys to hear this. And E and I, we talk about this all the time because E has a lot of visions and a lot of clear dreams. And as many that she wants to do, I'm like, sis, we can't get them all. I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna add that to the list. I'm gonna add that to the list. I'm like, all right, let's put a time next to that. Q3. All right, Q4. All right, let's do that. Because if we don't, then we're gonna stay in constant mode of feeling like if we will keep going in a circle and I gotta get it all done and I gotta get it all done. And guess what happens? Nothing gets done.
yes.
Nothing gets done. So then, because we all needed that rest on that Sunday, right? Yes, that's my day of rest, unless just life happens and I have to change and I end up going with Zachary to the movies on Sunday. So
And our boys need that. And that if we don't put that time in with them, they will come through at the most inopportune moment and let you know, I need my mom.
yeah. And he even did it on Saturday. Saturday, when I was heading to Karen's event, and he was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to an event." He was like, "Is this all girls?" Because that's always his question. I was like, "Well, it's a tea event." I said, "But I remember Karen was bringing her son, so I was like, and her husband." So I said, "I think there's going to be a few men there, but it'll be mostly girls." And he was like, "I'll come." And that's when I know he needs time with me, right? That's when he's opting to come in. So I'm learning in this space now, like you said, to listen to them, to listen because though if we don't listen when they're trying to speak, they're going to do other things to get our attention. And then we're going to be big mad that they're doing other things to get our attention. This was a year that I said intentionally that I'm not going to be traveling as much, that I'm going to be doing more things with him because he's of that age where he's asking for time with me. And I know that's not going to always happen. So all of that is that space of how do we balance really between life and our business and still feel like we're making moves. And that suggestion, and this is the bridge, this is my bridge, and he's going to share her bridge. My bridge was is including him in the things where I can, and then making sure if I can't include him, then making sure the time is set aside. And one of the things I learned from Lisa Nichols when we were working, when I was in her camp, was that it didn't have to be the same amount of time. Right. I used to think I'd spend 2 hours here and 2 hours there, 2 hours there, 2 hours there. So that's the balance. And then she was like, no, balance. Everything can't have 2 hours. You only got 24, a hot 12. So sometimes it doesn't get balanced based on the equal amount of time, but it's the quality of the time when given. So how has Bridges showed up for you in between the blocks to get to completion? And you can share about an example that happened with you in just Q1, just a real conversation of how you were able to just complete something that probably was on your list of things to be completed, going through the block and getting to completion.
Well, for me, it's getting out of the perfectionism because I won't go until it's like something. If it's off, it's off. I usually don't go. And I was like, I know sitting down with you and just let's go through it. And we went through it. Boom, boom, boom. It was done. It was like I've been released, and it was just that easy. And sometimes it's that having another pair of eyes to look at it besides mine, and I know I need that because I'm like. And once you seen it and you was like, this is good. And I was like, sometimes I be thinking, I know this is crazy. And
Yeah.
sometimes having another person look at it and saying this is good and just it's all right, good. I can get it off my table. And some just having that other pair of eyes to say, all right, everything is lined up. Okay. And it was just that easy because sometimes and me, I'll be 98% done. It will not, and I will be a stop. And you be like, you are this close. And I know you are this close. And for me, it's the little things. Just like another project I'm working on, it was the setup. Like all I needed was a setup. And okay, that's all I needed. I knew it was something that I still needed, just a setup. So because it had to click in my mind and knowing that that's how I work. And sometimes it's like, okay, and now at least I'm willing to show people. See, I wouldn't show anybody until I figured
Ooh,
that out.
that's
And,
good.
and now I'm willing to show the imperfections.
Ooh.
Okay. And that is something I wouldn't do if it wasn't 100%. Now at least I'm willing to say, okay, it's not okay. This is version one, but I'm gonna put it out there, and the feedback I get will create the next one. And say, I'm hoping to get that feedback and say it was not, but we're getting there. Okay, because I do want that feedback, and I'm gonna try it and see what happens. And sometimes it doesn't go off right, and I be overdoing it. Just like this weekend, I was overdoing it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
your project came out really, really dope. I mean, and this is the hard part when you God drops these amazing visions onto us, and we really want to do it with all our heart, and we be trying to squeeze it in between and see how we can make it happen. And in the midst of it, you be like, dang, I think I over chewed on this one. But I wanted to actually take a second and go back to what you just said, because I think our viewers, our listeners need to hear this, is that there's that time when 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 we don't release things because of it not being perfect. And that's a huge thing for us, right? We don't release that website because it's not perfect. We don't release that class. We don't release that retreat. We don't release that landing page. We don't release all the things that we've been working on. We're like, wait, it's not ready yet. Wait, it's not ready yet. 6 months later, wait, it's not ready yet. Wait, it's not ready yet. And like you said, it's the same mistake or the same thing. You paused on it for about 6 months now, 3 months now, longer than what it was supposed to be, like a day or two. But because you either end up moving on to something else, or you still didn't feel completely ready with that one, you shelved it and you shelved it and you shelved it and you shelved it. And what I loved about what you said, and this is so crystal on the bridge part, asking for help and being willing for someone to be inside of your imperfection. Like, it takes a lot of trust. It took us, 2-3 years for you to say, okay, Dr. Ali, I'm gonna let you in to this head of mine. I trust you enough now, because it's real talk. You got to trust the person before you let them in, because you don't want to be judged. I don't want to be judged. And a lot of us are running away from coaching or support or mentorship or whatever you want to call it, because you don't want anyone into your messy middle. You don't want, and it's like It's like when our house is a mess and we bring the maid the cleaner over and we start cleaning up before they come in because we don't want them to see the real deal. Like I do it all the time. It's that. It's like, wait a minute, I can't bring you in yet. I can't bring you in yet because it's not all the way ready yet for you to see. A lot of us, that's that block and that's that place of challenge where if we actually let people in, that's the bridge. If we ask for help, that's the bridge. If we use some of the strategies that E said, that's the bridge, then we will get to completion sooner, quicker, faster, which will actually get us moving. So let's talk about what you have coming up next. Eve, let us know some things you have completed this quarter and what you want to let the folks out there know about. I'm super excited
So,
to share it.
it's finally done. Screenplay paper is done. Yeah, I've been talking about it for the longest. Dr. Ali helped me finish it. It's done. Pre-sales are done. The landing page is done. We're accepted orders. I've launched it. I have it up. I work with Lori Turner, so I've been the
You.
yes, the
Shout out to
Instagram is up.
Lori.
The Instagram is up. The landing page is up. Yes, and getting orders because people have seen. I've been getting feedback on that. So I just left it out there. Also, I just write retreat.
Woo, woo. What is
Yes,
that? Just right retreat. How dope.
yes, Just Right Retreat is I'm a writer. Okay. And finding that time to just write, I wanted to create a space where writers, authors, whatever your writing project is, you could come and just write and really just spend the time, not worry about the food, not worry about anything, where you can take the blocks of time and just let the creative process flow, where you can be inspired by the beautiful views. You can just let that inspiration flow through you, and you can just get those projects done like a major amount of time where you could stay in writing mode. And I got some sprinkles of fun in there, and I just wanted it to be that time where, that one time at writing camp, where I was able to just write, be among people who shared that same energy and everything. So I put together that retreat, Just Right Aruba.
When and where? Tell us
Uh,
that.
May 30th to June the 2nd this year. And I just wanted to go somewhere and create that experience where writers can write and you just get together and what you're working on and really just spend that time. And if you need extra help, yeah, we got that for you. And just to let that creativity flow and just stay in that mode where it could just come on paper. Put the words on a paper if that's your mode. If you want to talk it out, however, it sometimes with writing, it's like, well, you sometimes putting together those scenes and everything, you want to bounce it off somebody. And
Mm.
so just creating that space. And sometimes you just want to sit in a place and just let those ideas flow and in your own mind and create it. And yeah. And so with the process of writing, just be in a space where all of that can come together and being able to create that and share with others. So
I,
it was
I love it.
finally, yeah, and I'm smiling about it because for a long time there, I could not think about what if I wanted to do a retreat, what type of retreat I wanted. And thank you so much for saying, well, what you want to do? And I was like, well, I just want to write. And you was like, just right. And I really got Denise, she who had a sleep retreat. She was like, yeah, because we just want to sleep.
Mhm.
And somebody
And
well, just do we gonna nap. We just
right,
gonna
like we have made things life so much so complicated, and I always think what you want, there are people out there that need it too. And I've met many people who have writing ideas, who started writing processes, who don't have the time or space to write. And what other better place than our haven in Aruba? When E hit me up and E was like, "Hey, I think I'm ready to do something out here in Aruba," and I'm like, I got you. Tell me the dates. Let's hook it up." And when it aligned with who she is, because she's been part of 8th anthologies, because she's consistently thinking about her next writing journal. Shucks, I wish I had it next to me. You probably do. Just this Saturday at the Women's Wellness high tea, he created a little coloring book for the nurses and for us, and it was just a product of an idea that was so beautiful, and it made me think about how we can show other women how they can use their creative process and they can actually complete these things, because you were able to complete it in what, a day or two, with the idea,
Today,
do it, with putting it together.
I was supposed to carry it on Monday, and I got the inspiration, and I was like, well, and it was nurses.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nurses, and I had to go, nurses, and with the nurses sayings and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, I thought this was cute. And
so you did it in 2 days?
2 days.
All right,
And,
so think about that. Like, they
and
can
I was
actually come out to Aruba, and within 2 days, 2 to 3 days, you're leaving with a complete project of a coloring book, with a complete project of a journal, with a complete project of your anthology part, for like 2 days. And up to now, you're putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. And what I love that he's added into it is that there's going to be some prep work. So in between now and the time you get there in May, you start the process. So you're not waiting all the way to May. By the time you're in May, we just talking about completion or modification or what else we want to add to that, right?
Yeah, definitely have an outline before you go, or the research that you want to do, or your subject matter. So set the setup before you go, and so that you can get into the major writing, or have your ideas down packed before you go. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited because for a long time I was like, that's not me. That's not me. And then when I find this is me. And so when something is me, I love it. Like, okay, I am all in. When it's not me, I'm like, but when it's me,
and
it's me.
do the things like that. Like, and when I speak about, when I do business coaching and I'm helping people out with their offers, do the things that actually brings you joy. That yes, people need it, but then B, if they come a night, you still enjoy. If one person come, if 10 people come, you still enjoy, because you're operating in purpose. I mean, the goal, of course, is to get all there. That's why we're inviting you out. Like, if you really here, this is the solution. If this is the solution to what you need, then definitely look into Coach E. JustWriteRetreat.com. Is that where it is, where they can find it? JustWriteRetreat.com. Or is it under Coach Ichamin? Where can they get it? If she don't drop it now, she'll come back in and she'll drop it in the thread, so you guys have access to it. But definitely reach out to Ichamin on Instagram or on Facebook, and she will give you all the access of how to get it.
So, and I'm smiling because it just feels right. And when something feels right for me, I'm a go for it. That's how not to slap a hoe.
Yeah, good stuff for them. They're gonna hear all about that in Q2. Q2, I have a different series that's gonna be coming up, and you're gonna be seeing some of my executives again. We're gonna share some things that we're gonna be doing in that quarter. As for now, super thank you for coming out. Thank you for your authenticity. Thank you for sharing them the real deal about blocks, how it could be your kids, it could be money, it could be your health. Thank you for sharing about how balance have showed up for you in your life, and some strategies that you have used, and then the bridges that you have used towards completion, and why I think Ichamin is the person. Because literally, I asked her this morning, y'all, don't kill me. I be getting these late downloads. But what I love about my tribe when I ask them is #they stay ready, because they know I'll be like, hey, I got this idea. They were like, what? I'm like, yeah, can you join me tonight? I want to talk about completion. And then I was like, Ichamin, she's the one that has been through it. She's the one that I know had challenges through it, and she's the one that is actually being victorious through it. So I wanted to celebrate you, and I wanted you to help people to navigate that space. And of course, I wanted you to use my platform to, of course, invite people to your Scream on Paper journal and to your Just Right retreat. So thank you so much, sis.
And I would like to thank you, Dr. Ali, throughout it all. I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking me through this entrepreneurship entrepreneurial journey, and for really just saying you can do this. And you know what? Always keep striving for your dream. You know what? Whatever time, maximizing the time that you have, and just say you can do this, and and you being able to show me how, and just breaking down the steps with technology, with putting it all together. Because okay, this is how you get this done, and always being the example of this is how we can make this happen. And teamwork makes the dream work. So thank
Period.
you.
I appreciate your ability to be helped and to be coached, and I love the fact that you came in open to receive, and you've been helping people. Your growth has been phenomenal. What I love about Ishameen is that Ishameen, everybody learns at different paces and everybody moves at different paces, and the hardest thing is when, and I know that because that's me. And like I was said, I was big mad when I'm looking around and people who didn't have jobs, sometimes they were moving faster than me because I had all these things taking up all my time. And I was mad. I was like, well, I wish I didn't have my job, and I wish I didn't have Zachary to do this, and I wish I didn't this, so I could be putting more time into that. But that wasn't my life. That wasn't reality. I only had 30 minutes. So I love the fact that you like, okay, I'm not looking right, I'm not looking left, I'm not looking at who's doing what. I'm gonna help them out if I can, because I know my journey is coming and my time is coming, and I just got to be that engine that could, that engine that could, that engine that could. And I appreciate for you. That's why I always tell you, for you, I will rock with, because you always come back in and you always try your best, and you're not looking right or left at anybody else's pace, but you're doing it at your own pace. Now, those are my people who need to do it at their pace. So I appreciate you. All right, y'all. That was a love fest. Y'all know how we do on our tribe. We get a little lovey-dovey, but hey, that's what we do. Want to come and join us? Of course, reach out to me. We have our academy. We have our mastermind. I have some amazing things coming up. Stay tuned, and just stay in touch if you need a VIP process so we can help navigate your clarity and get you to completion. Shout out to Dr. Joy, who's popping in from my sacred sanctuary, my sanctuary out there, working in the Arubs. So she's out there. Yeah, she's out there. She's out there. Her sister's getting ready to have her retreat. My sister's keeper, starting in 2 days. So Dr. Joy is out there being support. So she gets to go and hang out in the sanctuary until they come out. And I appreciate you also. Thank you always for taking care of home and taking care of stuff back at home base. We appreciate you. All right, y'all. Deuces. I'll catch y'all later. Until next time. Next time, we have Coach Mayfield, and we are going to be talking about, knock on wood, or God, all things work well. Our conversation is going to be about spring and the spiritual changes and transitions that happens during spring. Some things we could do to get ourselves ready for the spring. Some things that we can do ourselves. Some things that we need help in. But there's a whole spiritual transition that happens during the change of seasons. Come find out. I can't wait to share more about it. And I'm going to share my experience. And of course, she will share her experience. So stay tuned. CEO Synergies live and direct. See y'all. Bye. Thanks, E.
Bye.